wicked on this land are about to be destroyed. This is the land where the new city, the city of Zion, will be built. This land must be swept clean first. After the great destructions, everybody's going to be wiped off, except the priesthood people under President Jeffs who have kept sweet. The main gathering place for this people is down in Short Creek. We know it as Colorado City.
He had me in there one day, and he had me standing between his legs. And while he was asking me my name and who my mother was, he was sliding his hand up my dress. I was just an object to him. I lived in the same house with him. I was his daughter. He didn't know my name. He didn't know I was your daughter. So look at the picture.
Women here are told that the children don't belong to them. They belong to the priesthood men. Sam Barlow and Rulon Jeffs had this plan that they were going to take all my children from me. I said, wait a minute. You can have my house. You can have my books. We weren't allowed to read books, anything outside of what they wanted us to read. And you can have everything. I says, but you will not have my children.
I always maintained that I did not want to worship man. I said, if it cost me my wife and all my family, I don't want to worship man. Well, it did. It cost me my wife. She wanted to worship man. She wanted to worship Warren. They called me in and said, we want to talk to you. And when I went over there, I was hoping I could find out what went wrong. Thought I had a pretty good defense for myself. But they wouldn't let me talk. They just said, God has judged you. And we want you to get out of town. We even want you to get out of southern Utah. And I said, well, if you want what I own, you can have everything I own. They said, we don't want your stuff, just get out of town.
You need to know you were sent here to do this job, to help our prophet. Don't you want to be part of it, young people? You should. The only ones that will ever see these great blessings are those that want to. You simply keep sweet, no matter what.
My second wife and my third wife, who are sisters, are now living with my younger brother, claiming to be his wives. The last time I spoke with him was when I found out that my second wife, Lorena, who I had had 7 babies with, I found out she was pregnant with that little bastard, brother of mine. I said, you are a rotten little bastard. And what you've done is one of the most heinous crimes that a person can commit. And as far as I'm concerned, that crime is what is described in the Holy Scriptures as worthy of death. And I says, for that, you will die.
If you turn your heel against the prophet, you are worthy of blood atonement. And that means you get your throat slit.
It will be a glorious, happy day. The wicked nations will still be on the earth for a time. They will come with their great armies to kill us. But the prophet in Zion will command, and there will be earthquakes to stop them, diseases, destructions, until all people of the earth finally bow down.
My own daughter, I even asked her when she came up here, and really, she was not friendly at all. She was quite angry. I said, do you know who Warren Jeffs is? Do you get to see him personally? Do you talk to him? She says, no, but my husband does, and that's all I need to know. I'll do what my husband says.
Having children that you forsake at the direction of a sick, psychotic, self-proclaimed prophet. When a mother could stay in a house and allow the brutal rape of one of her babies, a 14-year-old baby, to the point that this child almost died from what happened to her. And this happened just down the hall from my mother's bedroom. And my mother didn't have the right to go in and help her because she now belonged to Haven, and he was allowed to do what he wanted with her. If that's what heaven is, I accept hell. Gladly. I've seen what happens in heaven.
Drop a hat, I'd run over here for my sister several times, but one time I even had her in the car and headed out, and she said, if you do me a favor, I've got to stop one stop before we go. She said she had to go see Warren. I stopped and let her go in, and it just tore me so bad to let her go back into that. When I had her in the car, I was like, now I think I wouldn't have stopped. I would have just kidnapped her, damn it. I don't want to write my story. I don't want people to feel this pain. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, people do need to feel this pain. People need to know. These people need to be free. They need to wake up and realize that there's life. If there's anybody that could help them.
Why don't you just obey the prophet? Do what he says. It won't harm you.